The hardest walk leads to greatest destinations. But you're always alone on that walk on the first time. People will not accept what you believe, what you feel, what you think should have been done. But for you to take that decision, you need to be very strong. The biggest resource human being has is his own self. जब कुछ भी नहीं होता तो it's you have yourself and your connectivity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you need to improvise on this. The reason why we are not able to take decisions, the basic ingredient for taking some difficult decisions in life is to be true to yourself, to be sincere. Then how to use the resources to go to that end, उसके अंदर ऊंट बांधना कैसे और अल्लाह के साथ ताल्लुक कैसा है, that is the secondary option. As long as you're not honest to yourself, face yourself and accept what you have actually become. At that time only you know, when I will take this decision, where the fire within me will come from, where will I lose. Because the biggest enemy you're going to face when you take a hardcore decision in life is your own self. Your own perception, the way you have lived it, will not let you decide the truth, will not let you be natural, will not let you to be yourself. And you by yourself are a creature of God, and you would want to be humble where it is required to be humble, and you would be aggressive where it is required to be aggressive. You just cannot take out an emotion out of a person and say he's a human being. That doesn't go like that. But making it a balance is what prophets have done. Tazkiyah, purification of the heart, is actually discovering yourself. And as long as you won't do it, if you look at the pattern of Quran, it says yuzakkihim wa yu'allimuhum al-kitaba wal hikmah. Knowledge comes afterwards if the psychopathy is not removed with the heart. Similarly, decision making comes later as long as you do not know who you are, what you have become, what you are turning into, and what this decision will do if the circumstances are controlled by God. It will not be in accordance with what you were thinking. And at that time, to stick on what you have decided requires two major ingredients. Number one is your certainty with your vision, what you have actually dreamt of. आपने जो फैसला किया उस पर यकीन नहीं है, you're gonna fall down. You're gonna fall real bad. And coming from psychopathy to enlightenment of the heart to spiritual strengthening of your perception, you need to do a lot of learning, a lot of knowledge, a lot of ilm about yourself, the world around you, people, and God. You just cannot ignore all of this and just say, fine, I would want to make one Eiffel Tower in Lahore as well. You just cannot do that because things would go out of hands. And for you to stick to your decision, you require a lot of certainty, belief, yaqeen. And second, a lot of sabr, a lot of patience, because yourself will deny you, people will deny you, your resources will deny you, your customer would deny you, your client would deny you. People will not believe in the potential God has given you. They will not dream the way you have dreamt. They do not possess those experiences which you have experienced from your failure. They will never understand what you're doing at this stage of life. So you have to walk alone, and you will not meet the right people in the beginning. Let me tell you the target God has given to a heart. Prophet ﷺ says, according to the hadith of Jibril, that the highest level of connectivity, consistency, conviction, certainty, and eradication of doubts and desire in a heart is أَن تَعْبُدَ اللَّهَ كَأَنَّكَ تَرَاهُ فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ. That your heart sees Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the level you need to achieve. And if you haven't achieved that, then you have to be at least at this level that He is watching you. Now with this consciousness in your heart, and your performance from dawn to dusk has to be so consistent, you have to be so certain He's there, and you have to be very consistent that I will keep coming to Him. Even this requires exercises of psychology. Whether it comes to being a boss, a doctor, an engineer, or whether it comes to being a pious person who is connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you both require ingredients. And the first one is knowing yourself, who you are. Because you cannot dodge the vision, That would be speaking false to yourself. अपने आप से झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए इंसान को कभी. Don't lie to yourself. Just don't do that. That's very pathetic, I would say. Who you are, you should be confident. You should, and sometimes confidence without rationale is actually stupidity, I would say. That's arrogance. Even if you're confident, you need to have a reason for what you are doing actually. So a lot of people are actually, they run away from the reality of knowing themselves. And when time comes to take some real hard decisions, you find them, they say, I can't do it. I can't take this executive decision is because I lack the potential to follow my heart, my dreams, to do something what I feel is good, what I feel should have been done, irrespective of what everybody tells us. जब आप अपना एक natural thinking को invite कर रहे होते हैं बड़े फैसले करने के लिए, तो आपको आजाद होना पड़ता है गुलामी से, आपकी साइकोपैथी से, आपकी अपब्रिंगिंग के अंदर जो कमियां रह चुकी हैं किसी और की वजह से, वो भी आपका टेस्ट था. अल्लाज़ी खलक़ल मौत वल हयात लियब्लुवकुम अय्युकुम अहसनु अमला. अल्लाह ने हर चीज को टेस्ट की बेसिस पे रखा था, so that कि वो इतना puzzled हो जाए, and then you start start opening that puzzle, the knots, and you find the real self, and that is learning. And as long as you're having learning, you will always keep deciding. हर इंसान की जिंदगी के अंदर ट्रायल्स आते हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं at a young age, और and one of the problem in our society is कि हम उसके माइंडसेट को केटर ही बहुत अजीब तरीके से करते हैं. या तो टोटल स्लेव होगा, या टोटल एनार्की वाला एक वो बनेगा who's just going to destroy because of his demented perception and psychology. But if you put a person on a scale of equilibrium and natural dispositional balance, Prophet ﷺ says, "Ma min mawludin illa yuladu ala al-fitra." Every child was born psychologically on a natural balance. He was supposed to be very good. فَأَبَوَاهُ يُحَبِّدَانِهُ وَيُمَجِّسَانِهُ وَيُنَصِّرَانِهُ. It is the parents, but over here the word abawa used for the parents could be for the people who are actually dealing with his human mind, the psychology with which he's raised. He becomes someone who's a less godly creature and more outwardly and intrinsically, psychologically, perceptionally, emotionally, his bend of his heart and his feelings is towards dunya rather than being towards God, because human being on default is a very God-loving creature. He's a very humble creature. He's a seeker of truth and a seeker of happiness and prosperity. But this gets imbalanced. And deep down in this struggle of finding yourself, exploring the limits of human mind and your perceptual powers and the gifts of reasoning and rationality God has given you, we start getting vacuums in our heart. And it happens because when things go wrong, obviously it's affecting your heart, the way you think. Uske baad, the way we cover it, the way we deal with it, it creates a psychopathy rather than a psychology. That's why we are scary sort of people who don't know who we are. जब भी आप किसी से पूछो who are you, so he would be telling you, trying to paste himself with the success of another human being rather than presenting his own character for what he has achieved, even if it is failure.